Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. My name is Evan Smith. I'm the pastor at Second Presbyterian Church here in downtown Stanton, and I'm coming to you today with your daily video devotional. Today I want us to look at this passage from the Gospel of Luke. It's the 14th chapter, and Jesus has been at this dinner party, and he has a word to say to his host, and he says this, beginning at verse 12, He, that's Jesus, said also to the one who had invited him, When you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or rich neighbors, in case they may invite you in return, and you would be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind, and you will be blessed because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. And it was pretty natural to want things to be fair. Like, that's one of the great complaints that my kids will lobby, is they'll be like, it's not fair. And it's like, there's something within us. We want fairness. And part of that fairness is sometimes that we hope that whatever we do for someone, they'll do for us too. And I don't know that we ever get around that. I actually saw that just last week. And my oldest son, Judah, one of his classmates, just was having to have like a virtual birthday party, because in this time they couldn't get together, and Judah wasn't able to be at that conference call to be able to see his school friends. But in order to give gifts to his friend, in order to try to say happy birthday, he drew a ton, and I mean a ton of pictures, and he's just putting his heart and his soul into all these pictures, and I'm just overwhelmed by this. And then he says to me, and maybe when my birthday comes around, he'll remember I did this for him, and he'll give me lots of pictures because I love it when people give me pictures. And I said to him, oh, Judah, buddy, but we don't do nice things for people in the hopes that they'll do something nice for us. We do it just because it's nice. And he didn't draw any more pictures for his friend after that. But you know what? I'm 41. And you might hope that, as a pastor, I'm beyond that, but doing that kind of thing. But Sunday was my wedding anniversary, and I wrote this really sweet post for my wife Maria. And hours go by, and there's been no real recognition of that from her. She hasn't put a Facebook post up for me, and there came this point where I actually said to her, I was like, honey, you don't have to put anything on Facebook, but you do need to affirm me in person. And we kind of laughed about the whole thing, and she did her own little post later. And once again, I should be over that, right? I mean, I shouldn't, but oh, isn't that the way we are? If we do something nice, there's a part of us that wants to be repaid. Jesus knows that. And that's why he says, essentially in this passage today, that what we need to be doing is being good for the sake of being good. Being kind for the sake of being kind, not because we want it to come back to us, but because we're just trying to live as Jesus lived. And fortunately, we can be confident that God will see what is done in secret, and in heaven will reward it openly. So there's this way things still come back, but we need to long to serve God and to be good just for goodness sake, just for the sake of loving Jesus. Not because we're hoping to get something back in return. And that is your word for today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click the like button, maybe even share it on your own page. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and goodbye.